So I'll quickly share my screen and present you the different things that I have here. Um, okay, let me know when you can see it.
I can see your screen.
Okay. So starting off, I have a presentation here. Do you want me to go in detail about what credit limit is all about, or do you want
No,
me to?
all this I can see. That I know. At least, yeah. I implemented it on Classic for one customer, so I kind of like have an idea.
Okay, so I'll just quickly jump into the different modules that we have.
Okay.
Okay. So, in credit limit, we have the different modules that you can see. So the first one is the on-demand feature, the customer data on demand, the configuration manager. I'll get into the detail after this. We have the TTP handler, we have the back office SIM tool, the approval portal, the TTP handler with the auto ticketing, and we have the customer data sync. So going on with the first one, I'll start off with the admin module that we have here. That's just a minute. Think I opened the wrong URL here. Okay. So this is the admin module. This is where you set the different configurations specific to different customers. So I'll start off with the top right corner. So here you have the organization dropdown. Here you can basically select the office ID for which you want to set the configuration. Okay. So as an ACO, you would have an access to all the office IDs, but the administrator of an agency would have access to the office IDs specific to their agency. So we have a provision here that you can probably click on any one of the office IDs, set the configuration, and save it. So that configuration would be specific to that office ID. But let's say we have a use case wherein you have 10 or 20 office IDs, and the configuration remains the same for all the 20 office IDs. So you need to click on each office ID and set the role and save it. So to overcome that, we have a feature in touchless. You can just send the request to us or our team. The customer can just send the request to our team, and then we can set that in the touchless itself. That I'll be showing a little later on. So what happens is you have a parent office ID and you have child office IDs. So you can set one as the master office ID, and all the child office IDs will inherit the configuration from the master office ID. Okay? That privilege is there as well.
Okay.
Now moving on, so we have the different tabs that you see here, the My Profile, wherein you can change password logout, the configuration, that is the heart of the application. Then you have the approval portal, wherein you have the different approval requests coming in for the approvers to approve or reject. And then you have the administration and the customer data sync. This is something I'll get into a little later on. Okay? Okay. So the first thing is the customer provider type. So the first tab basically deals with how the information is to be retrieved and from where it is to be retrieved. Okay. So you can select the customer ID remark. So that would mean that my PNR should have. Let me just quickly open up the quick card to make things easier.
The RM for the back office. Okay.
The administrator. Okay. So if you select the customer ID remark, then the application will look for this remark and then capture this as my customer ID. And based on this customer ID, my data would be retrieved from the back office that I would be configuring here. So in your case, it would be a travel 2000. Okay. If I select account number, then as you're aware, it's the AIN that gets picked up from the PNR, and the ID corresponding to that element would be captured as the customer ID. If I select other, and let's say I put a random text as test, then my application would check for RM space test and the ID following that.
Okay.
So it's just at the discretion of the customer. So I'll just select account number.
So you're able to customize what they currently use, so we don't change the same, because today they could be capturing these remarks into their PNR.
Yes.
Okay.
The next thing is add customer name to the PNR. So let's say that the customer ID exists in the PNR. Okay, you've added the customer ID to the PNR, and then you enter the TTP, and then let's say the PNR is sent for approval or the PNR is rejected. Okay, because of insufficient funds. Let's say the customer was notified about it. They topped up the amount, the credit, and then the travel agent is notified that the top-up is done, and then the travel agent comes back to the same PNR. And before entering a TTP, this is just a privilege that was an enhancement that was raised by the Saudi market. So they wanted the travel agent to be able to see from the image of the PNR, from the face of the PNR, that the customer name for which I'm going to enter TTP. Okay, so that is another feature. Certain markets do not need it, so that's the reason it's optional. And here you have the back office configuration. So you enter the IP address and the port number, and then you save the configuration. So my application would connect to this back office using this IP and port, and then retrieve the customer data of the customer ID that is configured in the PNR. Okay. Then you have this enable grace period check is currently disabled for e-travel 2000. So this was so grace period check is also one of. So let's say you have topped up an amount has been topped up, and then you see that it's valid for 30 days, and then you have a grace period added to it. So that grace period check is what this stands for. Enable grace period check. So let's say if the validity has expired, or if the top up is, if the credit is over and the validity is no longer it's no longer applicable, in that case the application will block the PNR from the ticket issuance or from sending it for approval or whatever. So that is currently disabled for this back office. It's an additional development that we would require, in order to enable it, because we need to know the field that the eTravel 2000 is configured with, to be able to map it with our. So this was not a development or not an enhancement requested by other agencies. We've kept it as it is at the moment.
No problem.
Okay. So the next one, do not fetch data from application database if no response is received from back office. So we have a local database as well called the application database. Okay. So what happens is when my script captures the customer ID, it tries to connect to my back office. If my back office is configured here, it tries to connect to the back office. And once the data is retrieved from the back office, on the way back, it updates my local database or the application database. Okay. So why do we require this? Is let's say your back office is down. The servers are down. The servers are down. Server. So it's always better to have an intermediate database from where you can fetch the data. Okay. So, how do you know that the data is authentic? Is by that's a separate module altogether called the back office sync tool, wherein you can set the frequency. So once you set the frequency, the data sync happens depending on the frequency that you have set. Okay. And also, whenever you enter a TTP for a specific customer ID, like I said, the application tries to get the information from my back office, and on the way back, it will update the application database. And also there is an overall data sync happening. Yeah, please.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. So when it's going to the back office going to eTravel, so it's a specific table that is taking this information from?
Yes.
Do you give them like a standardized information that they have to capture this information from? What fields do you require to read, basically?
Again, these are like a bit technical level questions, which I would let Jonathan take care, who is the technical expert. Probably.
Okay, so that's okay. That's for later. Yeah.
I'll just take down the different things that you require, and then I'll check with him. As he's like an expert in the code for the process.
Yeah.
Okay.
No problem, because I know the manual way, and then that's what I wanted now to clarify. How much information will they require the back office providers to configure all of this for them? Or I know the manual one where there was a TXT file and it was speaking from.
Okay.
Yeah.
That manual thing is now being changed to the local database.
Okay. No problem.
The fields of eTravel that you just spoke about is something that I will check after this meeting. The field mapping, and I'll get back.
The field mapping.
Yeah. Okay. I'll get back up. Quickly made a note of it. Okay, so that's about the first tab. Do you have any other questions?
No, this is clear.
Yeah?
This is clear.
I will go through the live demo as well. I have a couple of scenarios to show, but before that, I'll just brief you about the application.
The bypass,
The next is the bypass. I'm sure you'll be aware of this. It is to have a keyword accompanied with a TTP command. You can enable notifications, or you can also disable. So let's say that you want this feature to be used by a travel agent having specific duty code. You can do that. Just uncheck this and add that duty code here. Let's say add, and then you save the configuration. So in that case, only the travel agent having the duty code AS would be able to use this bypass feature. Yeah. If you do not want that separation, you can just click on this and just disable duty code check. Okay. Okay. I do not have those data at the moment. Okay. Now, automatic bypass. Let's say you do not want the privilege to be given to the travel agent to use the manual bypass feature. You want the admin to decide what are the customers that should be bypassed from CLC.
Yes.
In that case, what you can do is you can just configure the customer name. Or the customer type. What is customer name and customer type? For that, I'll quickly jump into another module that is on demand. Just a minute. So what is on demand? So let's say even before entering TTP command, the travel agent wants to check the credit that is available for that customer. The name of the customer, the type of the customer, if the customer is blacklisted. Okay. So, to check that, even before doing a TTP, I can use the on-demand feature. Okay. So, that is something that would be available in the scripts menu. So, I click on the script name. At the moment, it's CLC2 Mena test
on demand.
And then I enter customer ID. So, I have a customer ID ready. So, since the customer ID does not exist in my PNR, the travel agent would be prompted to enter that customer ID. So, I've entered that. I click on submit, and then I have customer data. So, this is the customer data that gets retrieved from the back office. So, at the moment, it is the local database because I do not have the IP and the port of the back office eTravel. So, that's the reason it's application database or the local database where we have dummy values, for testing and stuff like that.
Yes, for test purpose.
Yes. So, these are the data that gets retrieved. You have the customer ID. You have the customer type. So, this is the customer type that I was referring to. Hello? Hello.
Hi, Pavati, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Yeah? Okay, yeah, there was I could see it was a bit slow, but I can hear you now.
Okay. And you're able to see the screen as well, no?
Yes, I can see your screen. The credit limit controls the on-demand request.
Yes. Okay. Okay. So, yeah, so like I said, this is the customer ID, this is the customer type, this is the customer name. Hello? I think I lost you again. Hello?
Pavati, can you hear me?
Hello?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I don't know why there's some issue with the connection, I guess. I lost you again. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I was just disconnecting my VPN. I think that was causing a problem.
Okay. So, it's audible now, right?
Yeah, nice
Okay.
one.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so coming back, so you have the customer ID, the customer type, the customer name, the credit limit, the available credit. So this is just dummy values. That's the reason I've set it to 0. The currency code. So this is the credit limit, the constant amount. And this is the available credit. So let's say you have a credit limit of, let's say the credit limit is 1,000. Let's say this amount is 1,000, and let's say the available credit is 500. That means you have used 500 euros to issue tickets, and 500 is left with you. So that's the calculation for this field. And then you have the currency code. You have an information if the customer is blacklisted. The credit days, this is what I was referring to for the grace period check, the credit days. The consumed amount, again these are random values. The credit exceeded, how much of the credit exceeded. So let's say your credit limit was 1,000, but the amount that you used is 2,000. So that means the amount that you've exceeded is 1,000. Yeah, so that comes up here. And the last updated on. So like I said, since the data sync happened, this will tell you that the data was last updated on. So you know if it is the latest data or not.
Okay.
So as soon as you have this retrieved, so this is the customer name and the customer type that I was referring to. That can be configured here in the automatic bypass. So all you have to do is, you click on add, you select customer name or customer type, whatever. You select customer type. Then this is something that this demo 1 is something you have to put in here. And then just click on it and save configuration. That's all.
So each customer has to be on the separate. You can't put like a semicolon and add the rest.
No. You have to
That's fine. That's okay. Yeah. Okay.
What we have is for some markets, Yeah, I'm just giving you suggestions depending on what I've seen across markets. So let's say in Saudi we have different categories of customers. So you have A group customers, B group customers, C group customers. So let's say A group belong to the elite group of
Yeah.
So what they do is they have the customer type. They add customer type as A. So that means all the customers belonging to this type would be bypassed.
Okay.
So that's how they, they sort it and set the rules here.
Okay. Clear. No, that's clear.
Yeah. So business rule is something that I'll get into after all of these because this is like the main part of CLC. I'll jump into email management. So email management is, so when your, let's say, your PNR, the rules that you've set here is such that your PNR should be sent for approval or your PNR is rejected because of insufficient funds. So in this case, these are the email addresses that would be captured. Okay. So let's say that the PNR requires. So we have two levels of approval. So if the email requires level 1 approval, and you configure the level 1 approval. Let's say I configure your name here. Okay. And then your email address. Okay. And then let's say you are level 1 approval. Okay. I'll just add a dummy one. So let's say you are level 1 approval. Then I just click on level 1, click on add. Okay. So what happens is when my PNR is sent for level 1 approval, you will be notified. You or in this case Lakshmi as well because she belongs.
She's level 1 and 2. Yeah.
So either one of you can click on the approval tab, figure out where the PNR is or where the approval request is. So here you have two levels. You have level 1 tab and level 2 tab. So you get an email. I'll show that to you after this. You'll get an email stating that this PNR requires approval. This was the credit limit. This was the available credit. Blah blah blah. And then you will have a link wherein you can just click on it and it will take you here. You just have to log in. This will open up depending on the access that is given to you in the touchless module. And then all you have to do is approve or reject. Yeah. Now, when you get the email of pending approval, the travel agent who has booked the ticket will also get an email.
So when I click on approve, what does it do? It sends it to a queue back or it issues the ticket?
No, so there are no queues here. So what happens is when you click on approve, an email is sent to the travel agent who has booked the ticket stating that, this approval manager has approved your PNR. You may go ahead with it. So what the travel agent let's say you approved for 2,000 euros.
Yeah.
Now the travel agent, if he enters TTP again, a ticket would be issued, provided the amount is 2,000, the amount of the TST or PNR as a whole. Now let's say he has added another segment to it, or let's say he has added another passenger to it, or any miscellaneous services which has increased the amount to let's say 3,000. In that case, my ticket will not be issued because you have approved only for 2,000. Okay. If it's 2,000, in that case he'll be able to issue the ticket. But if he has made changes to the PNR such that the amount or the ticket amount has increased, it will again check. My application will again check what the business rules are. And then it will collect the latest business rule and act accordingly. That can be rejection, that can be issuance, or that can be approval again.
Not clear.
Is it clear?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. Again, this travel agent section that you see here is something that we would remove because this was in the beginning. We had to configure the Cell Connect username and then the email address. So if it matches, if the travel agent who has booked the ticket, his username matches with the username that I've configured here, then this email address would be considered. So that was the mechanism before.
Okay.
But now it captures, the application captures the email address from the LSS itself.
It takes from LSS, so you don't have to. Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
this section is not required anymore. We would be removing it in our next release probably.
But let me ask you a question. What if we wanted to put like a bulk email, or that we can also we can just set up like credit control at customer.com?
You mean just one default? So that would be one.
Like level 1 it goes to
So that would be this one for the travel agent, but for the approvers at the moment you do not have anything of that sort. I mean, you do not have a generic email address for a list of users.
And the list of approvers has to have been created on LSS, because today the agency owner might not be an LSS user.
No, that's fine. That's not an issue. Because they are not connected to Cell Connect at all.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
No problem then.
Again, like the basic functionalities, edit, delete, add, all of those are available. The next thing is the credit limit notification.
Okay.
For this, I'll just quickly take a notepad. Let's say my credit limit is 10. Okay. The consumed amount is, let's say, 8. Okay. So that means the available credit for that customer is 2.
Yeah.
Right. So let's say the management of the travel agency decides to set a rule such that if the credit limit of, let's say, IBM reaches 8% of my credit limit, then notify them.
You notify them, or fine. That's what you can also
them, or you notify
credit controller.
Set here.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is just an information or just a notification saying that, you know what, your limit is too low. Probably you should think about, topping it up.
Yes.
So that is something that can be configured here. Again, this is based on the customer name or the customer type. One thing that I forgot to mention is in our next release, or it's there in our pipeline, we are planning to have the customer ID feature added here, so that you can simply copy this customer ID. You can configure with respect to this customer ID, which would be much more easier, I guess.
Of course,
So that's in our pipeline. We have a couple of requests coming in from other markets as well.
No, it makes sense. So for now on this screen, we can't configure based on customer ID.
No.
Okay.
But we are planning on having that as well.
Okay, no problem.
So now you can configure based on customer name or customer type. You set the customer name.
That's fine. They can just paste the customer name. Okay. Now this is a solution.
And then, like in this scenario, it would be 80. And then you add the email address. You can add multiple email addresses separated by comma. Else, if you want to send it to a default email address, a generic email address, you put that here. Okay. And then you just have to enable this feature. Right? And
that's clear.
So what happens is when you issue, so this mechanism comes into picture when you issue a ticket. So, coming back to this example, let's say initially my consumed amount was 6. Okay? So in that case, my available credit was
4.
Okay? Now I've set this rule, and then I have a ticket which is 2. Now I issue this ticket. Now after this ticket is issued, my consumed amount changes to 8, and the available credit changes to 4. At this point, when you issue a ticket, you get a message saying that credit limit has been updated successfully. That means the amount here has been updated from 6 to 8.
Okay.
When you get that message, the next step is that the script will check if there are any credit limit rules that are configured here. If yes, then it will send a
And
notification.
it will send a notification.
Right? So all of this happens after the ticket issuance.
Okay.
Okay? The next one is the form of payment. So at the moment we have two forms of payment, invoice and credit card. So if so let's say I do not have invoice, I click on just credit card, just invoice and then credit card. I save the configuration. My application will check if the form of payment that I have in my PNR matches with the form of payment that is configured here. So this is like the eligible form of payment.
Okay.
Yeah. If yes, then it will continue with CLC. If no, then my PNR is bypassed from CLC and it will follow the normal ticket issuance. Hello?
Okay. Yeah.
Was that clear? Do you want me to?
Just repeat that, sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's say my PN. So let's say my PN. So at the moment in my admin module, I have configured invoice. I have enabled invoice, and my PN has invoice SPINV.
SPINV. Yeah.
So now when I do a TTP, my PNR will be eligible for CLC because there is a common form of payment, INV and INV. But now let's say I uncheck this, okay, and I mark my credit card as true. And now when I do a TTP, it will bypass from CLC and it will follow normal ticket issuance.
Okay, so it will not be a problem. It will continue. Okay. It will not have a. It will not go. It will go through the normal process.
Yes, it will not.
It will not check CLC.
Nothing.
Okay.
Okay. It will bypass and ticket will be issued. It will not check if the customer has sufficient funds. It will not even ask you the customer ID. Nothing.
Okay.
Again, this can be done in two ways. You have a global.
So let me ask you. Sorry, if it has FP cash, it won't check.
No, if it's FP cash, it won't check. Why? Because the payment of cash is done upfront, right?
Okay. You know how they work is it's FP cash. It's a walk-in customer, but they usually invoice it. So for what you're telling me is anywhere that they have FP cash, this will automatically bypass.
Right.
And they'll be able to issue.
Right.
Okay. That's okay.
Yeah, it will not check the business rule or it will not check anything. It will just come out of CLC process.
Okay. So they have a lot of issues reconciling their working accounts, which that's why you would look at. So if they change how they're working, as much as they invoice those customers on their back office, so they would have to maybe leave it as ST invoice if they want CLC to reconcile that account.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. So if they leave it as ST cash, it will not check. CLC will not check it.
Yeah.
Okay, clear.
Yeah. Again, this can be done as a global rule. So this is a global rule, and then you can set it specific to the customer as well. So let's say for IBM, you want them to check only credit card.
Yeah.
So it will check the customer ID. If the name of the customer specific to that, corresponding to that customer ID is IBM, then the form of payment that will be checked is credit card. If credit card exists in that PNR, then it will pass through CLC. Else, it will bypass.
Okay.
Okay. Now, let's say you have both global and customer specific. My customer specific would be given priority. If customer specific does not exist, a rule does not exist, then my global rule would be given priority.
So you define it. Okay. Customer specific.
Was that clear? Do you want me to?
No, it's clear.
Yeah? Okay.
It's clear.
Okay. So now let's go to the main part of the application. That's the business rule. So using business rule, you can send the PNR for approval for first level approval, for second level approval, or it can be rejected, or ticket can be issued. Same as the classic version. It's just we have made a little bit tweaks to the version that we had before. If you remember, in the classic version, we had the action of issue.
Okay.
Here you have first level approval, and then you have reject. Second level approval is something that's not widely used. Hence, we have kept it at the global section. So this is the global rule section.
Okay.
Yeah. So anything that you define here would be applicable for all the PNRs.
Okay.
Except if you do not have the customer specific one here. To make it more clear, let's say I have customer name, I put it as IBM, I put the value limit, say 20%, and then I have reject.
Okay.
If you see here, let's say I have put this as 10. So if you see here, I have two rejection rules. I have a rejection rule here which says 10%, and I have a rejection rule here which says 20%.
At 20% also for just specific for IBM.
For IBM, this would be applicable, not this.
Okay.
Okay.
So once you have a customer specific rule, it will not use the global rule.
No, exactly.
Okay.
That's the point that I was trying to convey.
Okay, no clear.
Yeah?
So first level approvals can go to maybe the finance controller, but everything that exceeds 55 can now go to the agency owner.
No, so the calculation...
Or does the second level approval get that notification?
Yes, so the calculation is a bit different. I have created a number line here. Okay. So let's say, coming back to this. Okay. So let's say I take an example. Okay, so this is the ID scenario wherein my TST amount is 12861. My credit is 5,000. So if I have no business rules at all configured in my admin module, then my ticket would be, or my PNR would be rejected.
Rejected automatically,
Because it's exceeded. Now, let's say in this case, my TST value is less than my available credit. My TST is 4817. My available credit is 1,000. So it automatically...
That the ticket can be issued,
Issuance.
You have available credit.
Exactly. The next one is, let's say I have an approval rule. Okay. So my TST amount is 7726. The credit available is just 5,000. But I have an approval rule that is configured, which is 2,000 amount rule, AMT amount rule.
Okay.
So that means I come here and configure this as 2,000.
Okay.
So now, 2,000 is something that is configured. 5,000 is something that's available with me.
So you have 7,000.
So that's 7,000. So that means my approval, or the first level approval, because that's what I've configured here, my first level approval will start from 7,000.
Okay, so it will go to your first approval.
Yes. So since this TST is 7726, which is above 7,000, any ticket starting from 7,000 and above will be sent for level 1 approval.
Okay.
Okay. I'll just give you a quick...
So it was 7, 8... Okay.
Yeah. So that it's better to understand. I have approvals. Okay. I launch the on-demand first and show you the data that we have for that customer ID. Remove. my machine. Okay. So this is the customer ID that I want to work with.
Okay.
Okay. So the credit limit, these are just random values again.
Okay. Okay.
So the credit limit is 0.
Okay.
The available credit is 0. Again,
Okay.
it should have a value usually. This I will set it as 50. So let's say 50. So that means my first level approval rule is 50.
Yeah.
Okay. Then just quickly refresh this. Okay. Now, so what does this state? Now, if so I've configured my first level approval as 50. So that
Yeah.
means my approval or my first level, so this is first level approval value over limit. Okay, that's not the actual range where my approval would start from. My approval would start from my first level approval value over limit plus my available credit. Then this case is 0.
It's 0, yeah. That's what I'm thinking.
Yes. So it would be 50. But let's say if my available credit is 1000,
Yeah.
then it would be 1000 plus 50. That's 1050. My approval would start from 1050. Okay? So I'll just show you how the approval would work here. So if you do an RT now, you will see the customer ID has already been added to the PNR because the data was retrieved. A valid data was retrieved. Now let's just check if that script is deactivated by anybody. Okay. I'll just activate the script here. Okay. So when I enter the TTP or anything starting with TTPs like /P1 or whatever, I have this window coming up.
Okay.
Okay, this is the TTP handler module.
Okay.
This is the TTP handler module. In the background, the
PNR has been sent for.
the
Okay.
will check what the available credit is for that customer ID or what the amount rule, what the rule is configured as, and then calculate it. And based on that, it says that the PNR is eligible for level 1 approval and not for issuance.
Yeah.
So it has been sent for approval. Now,
and it sends you a notification.
It sends a notification. So I'm the travel agent here. This notification is something to be modified and make it a bit sophisticated. That's again in the pipeline. So now you have a notification that is sent, and then you also have a remark that is added along with the timestamp. So if you see here, you have the timestamp and then a remark that it is sent for approval.
Okay.
Okay. Now, so this is my PNR. Now, if I go here, you see this PNR is populated.
Yeah.
Just expand it and see the different values. What was the current value? What was the value when it was sent for approval? And the reason for sending it for approval. So they can, and the new available credit. So if the ticket is issued,
Yeah.
so the ticket amount is 5183.3 euros. So that's here. So if this, after the approval, if my ticket is issued, my available credit, which was 0 before, would be updated to minus 5183.3 euros.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
I can see it does, but now I'm a bit confused.
Okay.
I'm a bit confused because when I look at this, and I'll tell you how we work here. I have a corporate. My corporate is 0018. Let's use the same thing, okay? It's IBM. But IBM, we are multi-currency market. So they have two currencies. So they have shilling and they have dollar.
Okay.
So when we're loading the fees, we have both for dollar and shilling.
Like I said, again, it is the customer data that we retrieve from your back office, from the e-travel back office. So whatever
it should work.
Yeah, it should work. So whatever we get, we just grab it and
you just use that. Okay.
Yeah. And
on the profile, it will store both its information for dollar and shilling separately.
Which profile in the
when it was retrieving the PNR.
When it was retrieving the PNR.
Where you got this code 0018.
The on-demand.
The on-demand.
Yes, the on-demand again. It is
displayed. I think it was the same thing.
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah, the on-demand again.
So if the CSC is in dollars, it will reflect dollar.
Yes.
And if it's maybe shilling, okay.
Yes, because it will just capture what's there in your back office and just display that here. The currency code.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, we even the calculation, I don't think the calculation also requires the currency code because it's just numbers and currency code doesn't play a role here.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just the value that we capture from the back office is something that's displayed here. Hello?
No, that's fine because the back office already captures the multi-currency.
Okay, then.
So there will be two different accounts. I think I just answered my. Okay.
Okay. So coming back to this, so you have a remark that's added. Now at this stage, you can either approve or reject it. Now if you reject it, you again have a notification that is sent to the travel agent who booked the ticket, who booked the PNR, saying that, it's rejected. And then when you enter the TTP, it will check the new business rule in case it's updated.
Okay.
And the process continues. But now let's say I approve it.
Okay.
Okay. And then I come back here. I do an RT. Now you have an email that is sent. So since I have access to both level 1 and level 2, it says approved by level 2.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, you have a remark that is added to the PNR, saying that, it's approved and so is the amount. So if you see here, you have the timestamp and then you have the amount as well. And now at this stage, if I add a new segment, let's say I add a new segment, then my amount will change from 5183 to let's say 6,000.
Okay.
And I do a TTP again, it will not be issued. Even if you...
Okay, that's what I was just thinking. It will have the same problem. It has to go to the approval first.
Yes. It will again check the business rule. If it's if it is to be sent for approval, it will be sent for approval. But if I do not make any changes, or let's say somehow I got some discount and the amount got reduced to 4,000, even in that case, or even if it is 5183, my ticket will be issued. So in this case, if you see,
less than that price. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the amount that's approved. So now when I enter a TTP, my ticket will be issued. and the available credit which was 0 before will be updated to 0 minus the ticketing amount.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if you issue another ticket right after that without them updating their back office, it will have the same problem. It will set the business rules again.
I'm sorry, I didn't get that question.
If they issue another ticket for that same corporate, it will go through it will check the business rules again, right, and send for an approval.
So it will go.
This ticket is done.
This ticket is done.
So they issue another ticket to the same corporate code that they issued. Unless they've corrected it in their back office, it will have to still go through the approval. So this is just one time, right?
No, but if the ticket amount is less than or equal to 5183, it will be issued.
Okay.
Because that's the amount that we would be checking. So we don't check it per TST or whatever. We check it per PNR.
Or it's going to check per PNR. So every ticket that's above that is being sent for approval.
Not exactly.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay. Okay.
I'll just quickly make a note of it to just cross-verify it myself.
Okay.
Okay. So now if you see here, you have a message saying that
credit has been approved successfully.
Yeah. And then I will launch the on demand.
Yeah, let's look at the available balance now. It will be negative.
Yes. Yeah. So this is the
available. Yes.
And for 0.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So now unless they update it in their back office and when it's enforced the next time. Okay.
So even now they can still issue they can still send it for approval.
Okay.
Why? Because in this case, my available credit for in this case is 5183. Okay, let's say it's 5,000. Okay. My ticket, let's say, is 1,000. Okay. The amount rule or the approval, the first level approval value over limit that I've configured is 50. Yeah. So this means my first level approval would start from my first level approval value over limit plus my available credit, right?
Yeah.
So that is 50.
50.
Minus
this
much. So that means it is minus 4050 if I'm not wrong.
Yeah. 4950.
So this is again a negative value. So it's from a negative value up till infinity. So my ticket would still be sent for approval. Yeah. So that's what I have explained.
That's clear.
Again, now you have like I said, you have 2 levels of approval. Okay, you have second level of approval as well, in case you require it in your market. So we have a second level approval here. You can just enable that feature and set the value here. You have the amount rule and the percentage rule.
I wanted to ask that. You can also set by percentage.
Yes. Okay. The calculation of which would be like this. So let's say you set 20%. Okay. Let's say you have set 20% here. So that means 0.2 into multiplied by my available credit. Okay. So that's 20% of my available credit. Or 20% of my credit limit, which is 10,000 here, which is 2,000. Now again, let's say my approval rule that I've configured is 20% of is 20%. So that means 20% of credit limit is 2,000. So that means my approval would start from 2,000 plus my available
0.02. So
so that comes here, and then plus my available credit. which is 4,000.
So 0.2 of what, yeah.
So you have 2,000, 0.2 of 10,000, that's 2,000.
Yeah.
And then you have 2,000 added to 4,000, which is my available credit, which is 6,000. So that means if you've configured this, and if this is your available credit and your credit limit, your approval would start from 6,000.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Now,
I'm just doing the, yeah. Okay.
I'll send you these documents if you require them.
Yeah, no, it helps. At least for the check, because it's all, yeah, it helps.
Okay. Again, so if you have second level approval as well, so giving you just a simple example here, you have your TSTS 4817, you have available credit of 1,000, you have approval value over limit as 500. So this is my first level approval. So that means 500 plus my available credit, which
Available. Yeah.
is 1,500. So my first level approval would start from 1,500.
Yeah.
Now again, I say that I want my second level approval to start from 700.
Oh, so it will not go to, okay.
So that means
it won't go to first approval. It will go to second. Yeah.
So if my ticket amount falls in between 0 to 1,500, then my ticket would be issued. So you don't have an issue action here, but if you do not define it, that area by default becomes an issuance range. Okay, to make it more clear, if you see here, in this case, I have set the range only from 1,500.
Okay.
From 1,500, I know that my approval level 1 starts. I don't know, or I haven't set what happens below 1,500. So let's say my ticket amount is 1,300. Okay? I haven't set an issuance range, but I've said that my approval should start from 1,500. I know that if my ticket amount is less than 1,000, then I have sufficient credit, so my ticket should be issued.
Issue the ticket,
right?
yeah.
But if my ticket amount falls between 1,000 to 1,500, then I haven't set any action in my admin module. But I have set for level 1 approval, which is 1,500. So this range that you see here, 1,000 to 1,500, becomes my issuance range by default.
Okay.
Yeah, because you have said that I want my ticket, I want my PNR to be sent for approval from 1,500, but you have told the system what should the application do if it is between 1,000 to 1,500. So in that case, my application will take it as the issuance range.
Okay.
So
it will continue and issue the ticket,
Yes. So anything less than 1,500, ticket will be issued. Yeah. Anything between 1,500 or equal to 1,500 to 1,700 or 1,700
and above.
0.999, my PNR will be sent for level 1 approval.
Yeah, correct. Anything above 1,700 goes for first level approval.
So if you've configured both, so there are some agencies who want only level 2 approval, there are some agencies who want only level 1 approval, there are some agencies who want both. So if they want both, then you just mark this as show, and then it will be sent to level 1 first.
Then,
level 1 approves, it will be sent to level 2.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah. But usually they just want like small amounts to a certain limit, maybe 1,500, anything above 1,500 should go to second approval.
Second approval.
Yeah.
Again,
that's clear.
Okay. So there's just one thing that I would like to highlight here is the priority or the importance of the different actions. So the first priority is given to the rejection rule. Okay, the rejection rule is also the same way. You just configure it here. Let's say let's take a rejection rule here. So in this case, my TST amount is 4817. My available credit is 500. And the approval value over limit is 1,000, which means 500 plus 1,000, which is 1,500. So my first level is from 1,500. My second level configured in the admin portal is 2000.
Yeah.
So that is
So 2000 plus 500, yeah.
2500. So that means my first level approval stops before 2500, but my first level and second level starts from 2500.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then my skip approval 1. So if you want to skip level 1 approval, you just have to mark this as true. So in that case, it will be sent only to level 2, provided this is true. Yeah, but if you want to send it to both the approvers, then you don't mark this as true. So it will be sent to level 1 first. If level 1 approves, then it will be sent to level 2.
But in this instance, it won't send to level 1, it will only go to level 2.
In which instance?
Let's go back to the presentation. The TFP amount I could see was
4817.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 4817. We have a rejection rule after that. The rejection rule says that my valuable limit that the admin has configured in the admin module is 3000. So that's 3000 plus 500, which is my available credit.
3500.
So from 3500, my rejection rule starts. Hence, my first level and second level approval range stops.
Both. Yeah.
Yeah. So again, rejection is you enter it in
2000.
Sorry?
I thought it would have gone to the second level approver because they start from 2500 to above. Or is it because of the rejections?
Yeah, so the rejection takes priority.
Okay. So the rejection rule will take priority.
Yes, and then you have
so this one
approval priority, and then first level approval, and then issuance.
Okay.
So that's how it goes. So if you have an overlap, so if you see here, in this case, my approval starts from 20,000. Okay, but my rejection starts from 8,000. Let's say that they configured it mistakenly. The admin configured it mistakenly.
Yeah.
Somehow they have a percentage and amount rolled together, and the amount that turns out to be for approval is 20,000, starting from 20,000, but the rejection is 8,000. But like I told you, my rejection takes priority.
Yeah, so it will issue this.
No, so anything above 8,000 will be rejected. My first level rule action will be ignored.
Okay.
Does that? I know it's a bit
confusing, but now I can see this. The rejection has 8,000, but we had the first level approval. You can see that here we had the 15,000 plus now the 5,000, and they had 20,000.
Exactly.
So yeah.
So even if my application is configured to have the approval starting from 20,000. My TST is 25,608, but my ticket will not be sent for approval because I have a rejection rule here. And
can I see where you define this rejection rule? Sorry.
That's here.
The bottom. Okay, that's fine. And that takes precedence.
Yes. Again, you have it at the customer specific.
Okay. There's also the reject.
You have reject in first level at the customer specific level, and you do not have second level at the customer specific section because that's not widely used. That's the reason we kept it at the global area.
Okay.
One more thing is, if you see this checkbox here, apply business rule when credit limit is 0 or less. If my let me just give you an example. So I uncheck this, okay? I save it. So if you would have seen for this PNR, I had initially when I was issuing the
you had no credit,
credit was 0. But my ticket was still, or I could still send my PNR for approval. Why? Because this checkbox was true. Apply this rule even if your available credit is 0 or negative.
0. Okay.
Yeah, if this checkbox is not true, then your application will block from ticket issuance.
So this can help them when they have the new customers before the profiles are all clear. Okay.
Yeah, but again, this is at the global level, so it will be applicable if it applies. It will be applicable for all the PNRs.
Okay.
So if
it's not available credit for that customer, it will still apply the business rule and send it for approval.
Yes, exactly. Just like what I did sometime back.
Yes,
It was
yes.
zero, but still I could send for approval and still I could
Exactly.
take it. But now, if I do it, it will block me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what's that? Okay. Again, so we saw the approval, we saw issue. Do you want me to show the rejection thing?
No, it's okay. I can see it rejected. It's okay.
Yeah, it's just a pop-up basically, and you have notifications sent. And
TTP is rejected, yeah.
Yes. And then you
But when it's rejected, it also sends a notification, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine.
Notification.
And the reason behind, yeah. Okay.
Exactly. It sends a notification to all the email addresses. It will not check if it's level 1 or level 2. Because it is rejected.
Does it also send to the travel consultant and whoever will be defined here, right?
Yes. So it will capture the email address from the LSS. It will go to the travel agent, and it will copy. The email would be copied to all the email addresses that would be listed here, irrespective of the levels.
Okay, perfect. Okay, clear.
It will not check the level because it is not rejected by any approver, but it is rejected because of the business rule itself.
Okay.
Okay?
That's fine.
Okay.
So this doesn't send anything to a queue. It will just send the notification on email.
Exactly. There is no queue mechanism in this.
Perfect. The other one was very hectic.
I had to check the queue each time.
Yeah, somebody wouldn't check the queue, and now the notification is better. Because it's real time, they'll get email access and see that it was rejected, and they can go and sort it out before their TTLs expire.
Another thing is, so CLC, the pop-up window that you saw when I entered TTP.
Yeah.
That would not be triggered when you enter TTP/dupe, TTP/TKT, TTP/ETRV, or TTP/BTK. Because these commands have no impact on the price.
So we can still use those entries because that's how we were checking to see if it would issue during testing.
Right. Even if you use that entry,
CLC is not going to be
launch. It will go through the normal process depending on the command that you've used.
So it might tell you to ticket.
Yes, if you use ticket. Yeah. So how do you configure this is it's just the triggering command that you have configured. So you have TKT, ETR,
the triggers,
and the BTK.
Okay.
So do you have any questions regarding the configuration? I'm sure once you have hands-on, you might...
More questions can come up, yeah. So now I'm just trying to remember similar to what we had implemented before. So the whole overall process, I kind of like have an idea. Maybe the challenge would be now in the configurations, but that's what I want to understand the next step.
Okay, probably what I can do is I can send you across the specification document which has the different use cases listed, the different scenarios. And, you can go through them, and also we have the quick cards, and we basically have a conference page.
Nice. Yes, that should be helpful.
Yeah, it has all the details for CLC, so I'll send that across to you. You'll have a repository of all the different documents there.
Can we also implement this on our help desk?
Yes, I think we can, provided we have a back office. Even if we don't have a back office, we can still use the local database.
Yeah, we can use the manual database or something just for testing purposes.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
But how to...
So, sorry? Did you say you're still using the TXT file whereby you have the notepad file with all the things?
Yes, so not completely. So what we do is that will bring me to the next module that we have, that is the back office sync tool module. So
okay, let's see that.
The back office sync tool module is this module. So how does my application or how does my script retrieve data from the back office?
Yes.
The back office sync tool. So this is an engine. So when I enter a TTP, a request. So this is basically a service that is running in my system. Okay.
Okay.
So it will connect to this service, and the back office sync tool will try to connect to the back office of the client side using the IP address and the port number that is configured.
Okay.
Okay. So the application doesn't connect to the back office or the e-track.
Okay.
My application sends a message to the back office sync tool so this is the tool which I am supposed to download it, install it in my system, and execute it.
So that's what the customer would need to do.
Exactly. So that you have to install it in at least one Office ID for a travel agent. Okay. So once I have installed it and once I run it, I have this service running. Okay. So once the service is running, what happens is my application connects to the service, says that this is the back office, this is the IP address and the port, and then it connects, to the back office at the client side, and then retrieves the data. So this back office sync tool basically acts as an engine to, pass the message and retrieve the data, customer data. Okay. So the username and the password is something that we take care, for the different markets that we have in MENA. It's basically a user or account that is created in Touchless, and again the accesses and everything is well described in the Confluence page. Access to be provided to the approvers, to the administrator, for the back office sync tool, user account, all of those. Yeah. So we have this CLC. We have the implementation procedure. So there you have the different accesses and the different roles defined. Okay. So once that user account is created, we update it in an Excel file which is accessible to the respective ACUs, and then they download it. They copy the username and password for the customer. So this is the input file. I'll let you know what this is. So you said the input file part, you said the output file, you said the report part, and then you said the frequency. So this is the frequency I was talking about for the data sync to happen in the local database and the back office, so that the data is always in sync. So here it is 10 minutes. So this means that every 10 minutes my back office connect to the configured back office. That's eChat. And then it will check what are the IDs that I have in my local database, and then it will check in my back office if the IDs exist. If yes, collect the latest data and update my local database, just so that the data is in sync. And then
so this is the process for the input files. What about the web services?
That's the process for the web services. Okay. Now for the input file, we'll go here. So I have this part. Where's the data files? Okay. So this is where I have downloaded my back office sync tool. Okay. So this is local, nice. So this is where I have the different versions of back office sync tool package downloaded and installed. So currently what's running in my machine is this one, 1.5.
Version 1.
Okay. So once I download it, I just have to right click on execute _ start.bat and run as administrator.
So batch file runs.
Yes. and then you have the box. So in case you have any issues, you can, we have the ACO sending us the log file to investigate.
You can always reconcile, to check the problems and things.
Okay. So
okay. You can open with a notepad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Going back to the input file mechanism. So if you see here, I
Mm-hmm.
have in folder, I have out folder, and I have a report folder, REP.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what I copy and paste here. Okay. To download.
Okay.
It's not mandatory. It's only if you want. So, like I said, you can have a dummy data, or you can. So let's say in Qatar market, the back office that they use is not compatible to the back office that is configured in the admin module of CLC.
Okay.
So, and they don't, or there are some clients who don't want to expose their back office. So what we do is we have a local database just for them, and use local data. So they can use this local database to push their data. Okay, so that their back office is not exposed. So how do you push this data to the local database or to the application database is using the input file mechanism. Okay.
Okay.
So if you see here, we have the data comma separated.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll just open the quick part that we have here so that.
Because I remember seeing this one, and the problem with this was it requires a lot of manual work. Having them to come and copy and paste the file into folder. Is there like a paper whereby you can pull this information from?
Right, but that would be a problem only if your client is not ready to expose the back office, right? But in your case, we also have e-travel.
So theirs is not going to be the same.
Yeah.
Okay.
In case you have some client who are not using Trax or e-travel or Systrix, then probably in that case we should have this feature.
If we were testing in the SEO, we could use this with dummy data, right?
I tested as such. So we have the customer type, we have the customer ID. So all of these data are put here as comma separated, and then you put it to your input folder. Once you add it to your input folder, you have the back office sync service running in the background, and then since you have set it as 10 minutes, every 10 minutes it will check if there are any text files in here. If yes, it will push to my application database, and the file will move from the in folder to the out folder.
It's like, so to make sure that you have the backup and it's been read.
Yes. Okay. And to just confirm that the file has been moved and the data has been pushed successfully, you have the report folder. So if I open this, you see here, so you see here one record has been processed successfully. And then you have the timestamp as well, the date as well added to it.
Yeah.
It was done yesterday.
When the data was imported and that's cool.
So they may, in case they don't want to, have their back office exposed, they can use this mechanism.
We can give that option.
Yeah. Again, so the customer data tab, it will list all the customer ID that exists in my local database or the application database.
What you imported,
Yes. So that exists here. So in case, let's say...
the data, the account code, the available credit,
Yes, all of the data. And the last modified. So in case, let's say you want to check if the data that exists here matches with the data that's there in the back office. So you can quickly come here, click on the customer data, select search by customer name, and then you can see, so this is -251. Is this the data that's there in the back office, or is there any discrepancy? If there is any discrepancy, you can click on this, synchronize. So what happens is, on demand, the synchronization happens. As soon as you click on this, my back office will
on the on demand.
Yeah, it will check the IP and the port.
Okay.
it will connect to the back office, and then it will update the data for that for that record for which you have clicked the synchronize thing.
Okay.
Okay. Again, you have a provision to add a customer ID to the local database. So, like I said, if you enter TTP or if you launch on demand for a customer ID, my application will get the customer ID from the back office, and on the way back, it will add that to my application database. Right? But that happens only if I enter a TTP or only if I launch on demand feature and enter my customer ID.
Okay.
Yeah. But let's say they want to add it on demand. So in that case, I need not do a TTP or I need not launch on demand.
For a new customer, which is possible.
As soon as I get the customer ID, I can put that here and click on add. Now when I click on add, again it will connect to the back office that's configured here, get the data and add it to this table. To the table as in to the application database. Was that clear?
With no credit limit?
No, it will get all the details pertaining to this customer ID.
Okay.
It will get all the details pertaining to this customer ID from the eTravel back office and add that here. That means it will add that to the application database.
Okay. We'll test anyway.
Yeah. I think it's like too much information for this session.
Yeah.
Probably I'll send you the different links that I have. So if you see here, I have the main CLC Confluence page, which is the pricing, the implementation guide, it has
the pricing we for now this customer has already signed it, so now it's delivery. We want to know, that's what I want to find out next step. So we have to do they want to kick off and start to implement and use it.
Okay. So probably I'll send you this URL and the different documents that I have.
Okay.
Maybe you can have a look at it and let me know if you have any questions.
Okay.
Maybe I can even assist you in case they
at least with this fast implementation, what I can do is we can schedule for because I said we can give them a demo to see if the first one maybe sometime next week. If you're available, I can do it with them on site. But in the meantime, I want to start to set them up.
Okay.
So that by the time we can even demo, we can demo with your data, but now once we are through with the demo, they can now start to kick off.
Exactly.
So what are the next steps? I have to create the project in ChangePoint. What do you require from me?
From you, I would, so probably we can have this session on how to create different users in TouchList for the market.
Yeah.
And then the first thing that we require is the list of users.
Okay.
Assign roles to them, like who would be the admin, who would be the level 1 approver, the level 2 in case if they're interested, the web service access. And I will have to raise this request for the WSAP, which would take around 2 weeks. So that will take some time.
Yeah, that's why I want at least to kick off at least all of this, so by the time we're finalizing with the demo, we can give them the tool.
So I'll do one thing. I'll raise this WSAP request today. So by the time it's ready, we have the WSAPs ready as well. And from you, we would require, or from the customer, we would require the list of users.
Sorry, you require?
The list of users.
Okay.
Roles. The agency name, the office IDs that we have to configure in TouchList.
Okay. The list of users, because I'm just doing a DDNA implement setup for them, so the list of users, and we can share that.
Users and their roles. So maybe, we don't require the users or the travel agents. We just need the users who would be the admin or who would be the approvers.
Okay, admin and the approver.
And
Okay.
the office ID. So,
That I already have. I have the list of that because we just had the meeting today, so I'll share with you that.
Okay.
The office IDs that we will set up with, the main office ID, and they have some branch office IDs. So similar to what you said, we can set that up.
Okay. Okay.
So list of users, the admin and the approvers, the office ID. What else do you require from me?
I think that's about it. These are the only things that we require.
Okay.
And maybe they can, after that session, maybe they can start thinking about the different rules that they would want to implement, and probably we can assist.
Yeah, that's what we can do is we can assist them after we have the session on the demo.
Right.
On the demo session with them, then we can see.
Yes. So for my part.
So what about for our help desk office ID?
Help desk office ID? Yeah, we can add that. So you would be doing the testing first before giving it to the customer, or how do you do it in your market?
Yeah, usually that's what we do because delivery is being done by us for support and yeah.
Yeah. So what we can do is I'll create an account for you in staging.
Okay.
Yeah, and I have to raise another WSF for staging as well. That would again take time. I'll create an account for you in staging. You can let me know who would be the users that would be testing from your team.
Okay.
The roles, like the admin and the approvers. And the WS access, I'll do it on my side. That's all. Probably we just actually need a Jira or a work order.
Yeah, we'll do a Jira. Okay. We'll create a project because it's already on Jira, so I'll assign some things to you.
Okay.
So that's what I want because it's already on Jira. I can maybe just send it to you and then you can update all what we require for this implementation.
Yes, I think that would be.
It helps. Yeah, then you can add the subtasks.
Exactly.
Perfect. So thanks a lot, Poverty. What I'll do now is we can even put demo, and then I'll pick a date as to when you can get to maybe meet. We can do a WebEx with me and with the client on site and just take them through.
Okay.
High level, yeah.
Yeah, okay. And from my side, high level. I think I wouldn't be going in detail as I did today because.
No. Even if you want, we can handle it. You need to give us a demo site, but we don't have anything and they just want to see the overview, and I'm sure you'll be fine. Yeah. So they've seen it already. We've had the demo, but through the user guides and the presentation that we had from the whiteboard. And they knew about this, but they knew when we had it on Classic. Yes. And now we say it's already much more advanced in Self-Connect.
Okay. So
yeah.
I'll do a very high-level presentation in case.
Just a high level. For them, not going through the admin modules and everything, but just taking them through how the process would work, how it's blocked, how it does. Yeah.
Okay.
What I also want to understand is what our requirements, especially if we require the web services credentials from each other, what they require for them. Because if I know them, they will come back and ask them for additional costs to give them access.
Okay.
Yeah, so if we don't need much from them, the better for us.
Exactly, yeah, right.
Yeah.
And like you said, we also require the IP and the port number as well from them in order to configure it here.
Okay.
This one.
Okay.
So
do you have any travel customer using this?
Yes, we have it in Qatar.
Oh, okay.
We have a couple of.
So they're using the web services integration?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay.
It's working pretty well. So that's the reason I think Jonathan would be aware about the field mapping, which is one of the things that I've noted down. I'll check.
Okay, you can check with him and then we can discuss it maybe later once you get full visibility on that.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
No, thanks a lot. It's very clear and I can see it's been advanced a lot ever since our last session. the last time I interacted with the tool. So it will be good. And let's see how we go. This is a big customer, so it will be a very big thing for us to implement it successfully for them.
Okay.
Yeah.
The best, yeah.
This is our number one customer.
Oh,
So DTA is number one customer, yeah? It's a big customer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I will hope for the best then.
No worries, Kavati. I'm sure it will be the best.
Okay. In case you have any questions, I'll send you across the URL and the talks in case.
And I'll also send you the update on Jira so that you can just upload the task.
Yes. I'll do that.
Okay, so no problem.
Yeah?
Thank you very much. Thank you for your time.
Pleasure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye-bye.